The biggest problem a lot of people have is that they don't know how to shut up. And I know that seems very small, and to some people it may seem rude, but I don't mean it that way. You know, you cannot tell everyone everything. Even the Bible says, don't let your right hand know what your left hand is doing. And what I mean by that is this. Sometimes so many people want to tell their business to people who won't even support their business. You want to run and tell everything to everybody that is just not for you. You know, those people who swear that they love you, they support you, that they will do whatever they can to help you, but when it comes time to prove that, when it comes time to support you, there's always an excuse. They were sick, their car was broken, they had to work, their child had something going on. Like, it's always an excuse. But when you're telling them about your plans, oh, they're all in. They're going to support you. They're going to be there. But when it comes time to prove, they're just not there. See, those type of people don't really want to support you. They want to know your business because they want to pray that it doesn't happen. They want to figure out how to keep you from getting what you're about to get. You have to stop telling people all of your plans, because when you tell people all of your plans, sometimes people are just not for you. They pray for them not to happen. Just like
You have to understand, keep your business to yourself. Stop telling everybody what you're doing, what you're about to do, what you're trying to do, what's your goals. Just move in silence. The people that you think is really in your corner, really not. The people that's around you that you think want you to succeed, they want you to fail. That's why you have to move in silence. You have to move in silence. Stop telling everybody your business. We are in a time now with social media. A lot of people like to brag and they brag and they brag and they say they're going to do this and say they're going to do that. There's somebody watching you right now hating so hard, hopefully, and hoping that you fail. Move in silence. Stop telling everybody your business. That's how you have to move in the world today. You got to be low key. The only way that they know that you made it is by the fruits of your labor. Stop telling everybody. I'm telling you, as a person that's been on this earth for some time, the minute you tell somebody, the minute they start hating, they start getting jealous, they start wanting to see you fail, they start doing things to keep you from making the goal that you put out. That's why you have to be quiet. That's why you have to move in silence. I can tell you this right now. You could probably count on one hand, and that's how many people that really, truly want to see you succeed. There's a lot of people in your family. There's a lot of people that's your friends. There's a lot of people that could be around you all the time, your coworkers. They don't want to see you win. They want you to be miserable just like them. Everybody wants to be miserable. And it's really hard to be different and want to have something without people hating. That's why you have to move in silence. She's saying everything right. Be quiet. Don't tell your business. Don't tell your business. What I want learn one thing I learned in my life is when you tell people your business or when you have something that you're trying to build up and you think you'll get support from these people, they usually don't. I've had friends when I've done things and I needed their support and they have been nowhere. They've left. They just disregarded what I'm trying to do. And it's typically the people that you don't know, that you never seen, that you never talked to, that you never had real conversations with. Those are the ones that want to see you win. That's the sad part. That's why what's the point of having friends if they want to see you fail? Some of your friends just want to be around you because of what you got and what motion you got and what pull you got. But they don't care about you being successful. They just want to continue to take while you give, give, give. They don't want to support you in your dreams. They don't want to see you win. They don't want to see you locked in. They don't want to see you making it. Why? Because when you make it, they don't. By you making it, puts a spotlight on them and it shows them how much of a failure they are because they failed to put in the work. That's the reason why you got to move in silence. You can't tell nobody what you're trying to do. Only person you should be able to tell to do should be your spouse. But sometimes your spouse is your biggest hater too because they don't want you to win either because you're going to make them look bad. But it's really tough. Success is usually lonely. The one thing I've learned is when you become successful, when you're doing the things that you want to do, it's lonely at the top. That's very true. You're not going to be able to bring up your friends. You're not going to be able to bring up your family because they're going to be too busy hating on you while you're going on that journey to be successful. And then you're going to realize that, and what are you going to do? You're going to drop them. You're going to leave them alone. You're going to do the journey by yourself, and then when you make it, you're going to look around and figure out that you're by yourself. That's why it's very important to move in silence.
you have people praying that the things happen for you, baby, you have just as many people praying that they don't. That is why you have to be very cautious about the things that you say. Sometimes people just have to shut up. Everything good that's happening in your life, everyone doesn't need to know. Honey, let them see the final result. They don't have to see you in the building process, because that's when people will try to tear you down. Let them
Hmm.
see the final result. Stop telling everyone everything. You have to have discernment about who is for you in your circle and who is not. You can
Very
only
true.
tell things to certain people. You can't tell everyone everything.
Very true.
And I know that may seem harsh, but some of y'all need to just shut up. Good day.
Yo, people talk way too much. And what I mean by that is, like, it can mean multiple things. People talk too much when it comes to themselves. People talk too much when it comes to others, trying to be in other people's business. Stop talking so much. When you talk too much, you show your hand way too quick. And a lot of times, people are trying to get you to talk so they can know what it is about you on whatever level, so they can use it against you 99% of the time.
Keep your business to yourself. Keep your personal life to yourself. People are actively wanting to know you because they want to use the information that you give them against you. What we start to see and what you start to understand when you get older and older in life, a lot of people don't have your best interests. A lot of people are trying to figure out how they can use you, get money out of you without them giving you any money. It's a big game. It's a thing called leverage. So if you're running your mouth and talking about your problems, talking about your husband or your wife, talking about your kids, talking about what you have problems with, talking about your money, those people are just taking that information and they're going to figure out how they can use it against you to make money off of you. That's why you got to be silent. No matter what you're going through, whether you up, whether you down, you have to stay even kill. You have to act like things aren't affecting you. You have to act like you don't want to talk about your life. You just got to act like you just got to be there sometimes. The most mysterious man makes the most money. The most mysterious man makes the most money because they don't know who he is, what he's about, what problems he have, what successes they have. They don't know. When you walk into a party, who gets the most attention? The guy that's talking or the guy that's quiet? Typically, it's the guy that's quiet. Why are you so quiet? Why aren't you talking? I'm just listening. There's a reason why God gave us two ears and one mouth. He wants us to listen more than we talk. But some people love to talk about themselves. All you're doing is painting a target on yourself. You're talking about how much money you got. You're talking about what girls you got. You're talking about what clothes and shoes you got. All you're doing is putting a big target on yourself. It's good to be low key and be in the shadows. Stop telling people your business.
Just be quiet, take things in, speak when spoken to, or speak when you have something important to say, or when you have to speak. But too many times, especially in the social media age, everybody just wants to do this to get their point across or to say whatever it is that they want to say and just have, word diarrhea. And next thing you know, you either look stupid, you dealt your hand too quick, you told way too much information, you gave something away that you didn't really need to give away, you tell a secret, something of the sort that you didn't need to do, you probably did on accident by trying to appear too smart, too tough, like you knew it all, or whatever the case may be. You can win a lot more in life by just listening and only speaking when you have something important to say. You feel me?
That's very true. The reason why people like to talk or have diarrhea of the mouth is because they want attention. They're not getting attention at home. They're not getting attention on social media. So they have to find attention some way, somehow. So they use that by talking. That's what people do. A lot of people are obsessed with attention. Instead of being obsessed with getting money, they're more obsessed with getting attention. That's why people want to be singers, movie stars, social media influencers. They can care less about the money. They care more about the attention. So they're willing to do anything and say anything and be anything just for that attention, just for that spotlight. But that don't come with a lot of money. What comes with a lot of money is being low key, always listening and figure out how you can use their information against them. Jedi mind trick them. Act like you have nothing to say interesting. You're just listening. You'll learn a lot more and make better deals and make more money if you just listen. That's one of the things I've learned in my life. I think you should take that advice. Let me know your thoughts about this in comments, or like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It's always going to keep this thing right, keep it going. Make sure you tap into the No Filter Morning Show Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to lock in and talk about all things that's happening in the world. I appreciate you guys, and I'm out.